Hello. Hello. What is up? We are here finishing up the Patron deck reviews for May. And we have, I believe, 17 more to go, right? Is it 16? So this is 5, 10, 15, yeah, 16, 17. So, 17 more to go. And yeah, basically that's the plan for today's stream. If you recall, in all of these, I will be... oops, I forgot to clear this. The maybe board is for cuts, and the sideboard is for ads. And I'll, real quick, throw a link to the folder in the chat here, so everybody can follow along. Okay. Alright, so let's start with this commander deck. And I can take a quick peek at what the patrons said about the deck. I had everyone submit like a little blurb. Oh, I guess I should say if you want to. If you want to send in a deck for review on stream like this, you can join the Patreon. Just pulling up the thread here. I should have done this beforehand. Oops. There we go. Okay, here we have the Treva deck. So this commander is kind of interesting. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you can pay 2 and a white. If you do, choose a color, then gain 1 life for each permanent of that color. Interestingly, it does not say permanent of that color that you control. It's just in play. So you can, if someone else has 50 1/1 saprolings, you can select a green and gain 50 life. That's kind of how the deck works. Now this one is a Painter's Servant deck, which is pretty sweet. So Painter's Servant is a very funny card. Basically, when it comes into play, you choose a color, and then everything that's not in play or in play counts as that color. Now, the cool thing about this is it counts lands. So this turns all lands on the field and into a color, which means late game, your commander is going to be gaining you a tremendous amount of life in this deck, which is pretty sweet. There we go, finally found it. All right, Painter's Servant, secret commander with Painter's Servant, color changing effects, control theme, got it. Vegas vlog? I didn't do any recording at Vegas. Sorry. Yeah, what up, Guru? Did you like the 8-hour video? Cool thing about Painter's Servant, it turns dungeons into a color. Is that true? Are dungeons a permanent on the field? I thought they were in the command zone. Okay, so dungeons are cards. What zone do dungeons go into? MTG, what zone do dungeons go into? Dungeons they're in the command zone. All cards that aren't in play and all permanents. Oh, I guess, yeah. I guess this still counts, but it's not going to count for your commander because this would only count things in play. Okay, let's look at the actual deck here. So this is a funny deck, right? One thing that I'm noticing here is like we have like a Blink kind of sub theme almost. There's a Conjurer's Closet, there's a Thassa, and I don't get why. What are we blinking? Am I missing something? Okay, this is an ETB. This is an ETB. Blinks something as if I need to change the colors on the... Oh, it's to change the color on Painter. Ah, okay, alright, that makes sense. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting, okay. It feels awkward that we don't get any additional benefit from all these blink cards, really. Does that make sense? Like we're playing Cloud Shift, and if you don't need to change the color on Painter for whatever reason, then like the Cloud Shift kind of sucks. And for the most part, I imagine you want to choose white because of 8.5 tails. Which makes me think of like two sort of like avenues. Is one, we either like trim down on the blink stuff and play like other things, or lean into the blink package a little bit more. I want to pull up this commander on EDHREC real quick. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so there's a few things that I think instantly interest me here. Well of Austrians and Aether Flux Reservoir. Part of the other problem that I'm seeing with your deck is, would it be more efficient to play clones instead of blink? Okay, now hang on. Now we're cooking a little bit. Actually, clones is not a terrible idea, especially if it's something like, no, not Clever Impersonator. Ooh, Spark Double. Spark Double is kind of funny because it could be a second Painter to choose 2 colors if you want. It can be a second Commander because it's a non-legendary version. There's a lot of fun things here. But what I was thinking is, all right, Transit Mage is crazy here, right? So of course, I've mentioned it multiple times. Transit Mage grabs Conjurer's Closet, Closet blinks the Mage, lets you find other things. That lets you get something like an Aether Flux. That lets you get something like the Well of Lost Dreams. Right, it lets you get these like synergy pieces, which I think immediately is like really good. It lets you find like more consistent win conditions. It lets you find other utility. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And then, what else can we do here? I mean, that's already like, that's like my first initial thoughts is just like, let's do this. We'll get, you know, a better package in here. I think we might want maybe a few more. We can go, let's do Artifact. We're in these colors. Gain life. And I want it to be mana value equal to, let's say, greater than or equal to 4, and the mana value less than or equal to 5. So 4 and 5 drop artifacts. I'll see you, Guru. Thanks for swinging by. Okay. Alright, so obviously you could add the One Ring if you want. Alharmet's Archive as a life doubler. Wedding Rings could be interesting. Venser's Journal, like, we got a lot of the Wind Crystal is actually pretty good. I actually saw someone play this last weekend. The Wind Crystal lets you double your life gain, and then it gives your team flying and lifelink until end of turn, which is kind of sweet. I think those are all the good ones, really. Mainly Reservoir and Well of Lost Dreams, because Well of Lost Dreams is kind of awesome in this deck. Maybe the Wind Crystal. I don't know how much that is these days. The wind. Yo, what up, Cloud? Wind Crystal. It's only $3. Okay. When your opponent casts a blue spell, you may put a counter on this creature. Pro black and green, right? Yeah, that one's good. What's some other like useful ETB creatures that we might find here? How do you submit a list? A good question. What you got to do is you go onto my Patreon. There should be a link in the description of this stream. And then in the Patreon, there is a Discord you get access to. In the Discord, there's a channel for you to submit a deck. And then at the end of the month, I collect all the decks from that month, and then we review them on stream the next month. So this is for May. I'm doing May right now. And then everyone during June is submitting their decks. And then at the start of next month, I'll begin reviewing the June decks. So that's how it works. So you got, 5 days? You got 5 days to submit. And new patrons get bumped to the front of the list. So if you want your deck reviewed next month, there you go. Yo, what up, Matthew? Maybe something like Lauren? Oh, yes, good suggestion. Lauren of the Third Path. Stuff like this, acidic slime, things like this. These are like really great utility. And then now we're like a life gain, like blink deck, which is kind of neat. Lets us do some like fun, interesting things. You know what's a really great blink target? So Sphinx of the Revelation, someone mentioned, is kind of cool. I don't hate that idea. It's kind of, you know, it's a bit slow, but it is kind of self-sufficient. So, but what I'm thinking of is like Mole Drifter, or what's that like 5-mana blue-white creature? What tier is deck review? 2 or 3. The tier 1 patron is just for Discord access, and sometimes I do polls or like have patrons do other things. And I also play games on Spell Table with patrons. That's also at tier 1. Life gain is probably better than the Staxy theme you're going for, especially because it works with your commander. Yes, I think so too. Yo, what up, Helios? I'm trying to think of that like 5 mana. It's got like flying, gain life. It's like a blue-white creature. I misspelled flying. That's why it's not working. Silly me. Cloud Blazer. Okay, alright. This is a lot of things to add, but, you know. Let's trim a few things. I like your idea of cutting the Staxy theme, and also if we cut Grand Arbiter, that's our only game changer, right? So I'm pretty sure... that puts you in bracket 2, as far as I can tell. Hey, if you're new to Commander, then yeah, this could be helpful to you. Conjurer's Closet and Throne of Eldraine is the first 5 random artifacts I think of. Yeah. Throne of Eldraine? For blink decks? Or just, you mean 5 mana artifacts? Yeah. No, Explorer doesn't quite ramp, yeah. I think this is a bit slow. Elite Guild Mage? Oops, I scrolled too far. How does the alphabet work? Elite Guild Mage? Am I missing something? Elite. Oh, Guard Mage. I'm stupid. My bad. Elite Guard Mage. For this energy, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Yeah, okay, that works too. That's also another Cloud Blazer. Yo, what up, Sand? Uh, I'm just covering some decks from last month's deck review submissions. Architect loads slowly for you for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. You know what's funny is I generally use Moxfield more. Like I like Moxfield more, but you know how I like shared a folder at the start of the stream? You can't do that in Moxfield. It's really stupid. And the fact that I can't have like my decks like organized in folders in a way that I can like, this page on Architect I can share to people. And then when I share this to people, they can go into it and go, "Hey, patron deck reviews," and then they can go month by month, right? They can go folder into folder. Moxfield doesn't have that feature. It just doesn't allow you to do that, which is really stupid. But I met one of the Moxfield guys at Vegas, and I complained to him directly, and he like talked to somebody. So I'm hoping that they're gonna add the folder feature to Moxfield, which would be really sweet, because the fact that they don't have that is really stupid. All right, let's get a few more cuts in here. Flash freeze. That's funny. Wood elves. Yeah, we could add some wood elves instead of like our rampant growth. Actually, I like that as like a blinky thing, right? Wood elves. You prefer architect? I mean, I don't mind architect. I think they're both good. I mean, obviously, I use it. It's baffling to me that you just can't share folders on Moxfield. It's so stupid. How do you apply to the Patron deck strategies? You have to, once you join the Patreon, go link your Discord account and Patreon account, and then join the Discord. And then there's instructions in the Discord. Drogskull Reaver? Drogskull Reaver is kind of slow. I think Drogskull Reaver is like a too slow. I think our top end is really going to be Treva, right? One must make a link tree for that. Oh my goodness. I know. I can't believe they told me to make a link tree account. So mad. I was so mad. Wait, this doesn't even... I know it's like a regrowth, but it doesn't even ramp. That sucks. We should just play Eternal Witness. Oh my god, I'm adding 12 cards here. Good lord. It's... I do this. I know I do this every stream, but these are supposed to be like 3 to 5 card changes, and I just get distracted and talk to chat and take all your suggestions, and then we end up with like a huge overhaul of the deck. Soul of Emancipation? Yeah, that might be a better top end. When you gain life, put a counter on this and scry 1. That sucks. We're gaining life in large chunks, not little instances. So this is just not going to do anything. We want stuff like Well of Lost Dreams that cares about the amount of life gained. It does make sense adding, 12 cards for the deck. That feels like it might struggle to close games. That's fair. That is fair. I think I know it's part of the theme of this deck, but I think we might have too many of these cutesy color cards because it's like difficult to have the mana to 8.5 tails change the color or whatever, and then also do this and that, and like it seems tricky. There are hard and soft suggestions. Yeah, that's true. I usually try and like have 1-to-1. Like, hey, there's 8 cuts. These are 8 ads. But But yeah, I understand it's not always gonna work out that way. Counter target spell with mana value 2 or less. Counter target red or green spell with mana value 6 or less. I don't like that because I want to counter green spells with mana value 8 or greater. Am I on Twitch? Yeah, I'm also on Twitch. I'm multi-streaming. Although apparently Twitch doesn't like that anymore or something. But you know, whatever. I don't care what they think. With it's tough on the mana. You want to do actual synergy with your big giant. Yeah, exactly. It's a mana sink, right? Because this is a 6-drop, and then you need 3 mana. Like, you don't want to have to hold up too many things. This exiles target player's yard. That's like a better version than Lantern of the Lost. And with that, I've already broken my 3 to 5 card swap rule, and we made 10 swaps here. But I honestly think cutting some of this like Staxy stuff, adding in the like Blink package makes this a really sweet bracket 2 deck. Like, I think this is a very cool list. And I hope that you get to activate Treva for like 50. No, I think part of the theme of this is the fact that you get to cast Flash Freeze. Right? Like, you don't play a color change deck if you're not going to play like Flash Freeze, you know? Twitch has been banning people heavily for having YouTube chat on their stream. Yeah, as far as I know, it's like having this multi-stream on screen physically is the thing that they care about. But my stream's like not that big. I don't think they're gonna get on me about it. Anyway, thank you, Helia Call, for submitting your deck. This was a cool list. I'm gonna move on to the next one. If you have any questions about your list, feel free to like, you know, ping me. Okay. Next up is a Chainer deck. All right, Chainer is sweet. This is a cool commander. Oh, I forgot to clear the maybe board again. I always do that. YouTube mobile. I haven't tried watching a stream on mobile on YouTube, to be honest. So I'm not too familiar with what that feels like. Okay, this user says they're aiming for bracket 3. Thematic idea is that Chainer is using goblin labor to break through the blind eternities. Okay. Oh, I see. To play Emrakul. Okay. Very funny. Okay. Flood the board with bodies, get converted into mana, use appropriate sack outlets, Chainer to play large, hasty titans. I would like more useful Eldrazi, but I think the ability to churn through the deck faster, so I see more of what I need would be nice. Okay. You know what? Thank you very much for that. I think that was a really good... It was a really good, like, efficient way to describe your problem with the deck. It is Goblin Trojan time. Okay. So this deck, obviously, is Rakdos Goblins with Eldrazi Titans at the helm, which is funny. And you want more speed to churn through your deck. So here's my initial thoughts. Panharmonicon. This doesn't do anything with your Eldrazi, so that seems not very good. Expedition map. What are we getting with Expedition map? We have Urborg. We have Phyrexian Tower. High Market is good. Is that it? Your mana base doesn't seem bad, so I don't know if you need to like search that badly. Well, let's get this crap out of here too. Yeah, what up, Crash? I'm hoping to see your deck reviewed today. I think your deck should be reviewed today. I'm hoping to finish all of the ones from last month that I was missing. So, yours is second to last. Hopefully you'll be around for that, and we'll get to it. There's no Stitcher Supplier, but I think that's because this is a Goblin deck. Although one thing that is weird is there's no 1-drops, right? Am I missing something? This is a Goblin Welder, I guess. Skirk Prospector, that's kind of it. Off where we need Goblin Wizard. Goblin Wiz. Oh, because you can give it haste with Chainer? Oh. This card's $74? Wait, is Goblin Wizard in here? It's not. Okay. I will, you know what? If your playgroup is okay with proxies, you should put Goblin Wizard in your deck. That's awesome. This card's cool, I guess, but it's reserveless. That sucks. Stadium Headliner. Yeah, I like this. I like this if we want to get our curve down a little bit. Although I'm not... Sorry, I'm a little sick. I don't know if that's exactly what I'm looking for. One mana creatures. I might be looking at something else. Hang on. Let's get a few more like cuts in here, because I feel like this list is a little bloated with some other weird stuff. Fleshwrither is funny, I guess, but you didn't list it as a pet card not to cut, so I'm going to cut it, because I don't think it's good in this deck. Sojourner's Champion doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. We are cutting it. If it's a 3-drop Citadel, be okay. Citadel of what? Are we running the red discard draw spells? No, that is the first thing I was going to start suggesting here, because, like, yeah, if you're concerned about churning through your deck and trying to dig for the Eldrazi more quickly, yeah, Faithless Looting, boom. Big Score, boom. Unexpected Windfall, boom. Easy ads. Yeah, well, what up, Kyoji? It's good seeing you at Vegas. Also, where does one find the list? I can't tell if it's... Oh, here, I'll just post it again. Here is the folder with all of the lists. Cathartic Reunion, Tormenting Voice, things like that. Yeah. We do Cathartic Reunion. Cathartic Reunion. I mean, hell, Ox of Agonis. Like, we have tons of ways to churn through the deck faster. We just gotta throw them in the deck. Demand Answers. I'm not a huge fan of the 2-mana 1-for-2 ones. I think they're like a little inefficient, because the thing I like about Big Score and Unexpected Windfall more is because of the treasures and the instant speed. The sorcery speed ones are pretty bad. Is Demand Answers instant speed? I don't remember. I think one of them, some of those is sorcery, which I think is a little worse. Yeah, what do we got for cuts here? 4. Taval's Judgment. Whenever one of our cards leaves your graveyard. Okay, yeah. Red and black have the best draw in the game. I mean, black has the best draw in the game. Like, that's just real. if you have black in your color identity, you should not be running out of cards. Like, you should be good on cards. That should not even be like a concern of yours, you know? Like Knight's Whisper, this is like card advantage for $1. It's so good. I might ditch Goblin Welder. I know it's a goblin, But like we don't really care about. We don't have artifacts. We have 37 lands. What's our curve like? It's 3.58, but a lot of these were just. I guess we're not reanimating. We're hard casting, so never mind. That's fine. Fodder launch. Sack a goblin. -5, deal 5 damage to that creature's controller. 4 mana for like basically a dismember. Ooh. I guess it's on theme. Yeah, the theming of this deck does make it a little tricky to make changes for, but it's not too bad. I think I'm just gonna cut a couple of the more expensive goblins that aren't particularly good. Okay, all right. I'm gonna say these are my cuts. These are my adds. Minus Goblin Wizard. You only add Warren Soul Trader's in there. Only a Goblin Wizard if obviously either you can afford it or proxy it. So I think these are good changes. We cut some of the chaff, some of the weaker goblins, some of the slower things, and then just add in the churn and burn that you want. This will let you dig for your stuff. Next list. Mage's Dumpster. If I recall correctly, this is a Salvaging Station deck. Yes, look at that. Look at that. Nice. Okay. I know. This is pretty sweet. This is a cool deck. I'm obviously biased because that's like my favorite card. Let's make some changes though. Okay, this card, I've been testing this thing a lot. It sucks. It is so slow. It is so useless. Yo, what up, dummy? Reviewing your deck. Have you gotten favored to do absolutely anything at all? Because I have never gotten this card to trigger. It's really bad. Oh, this is a Padim. I've never seen this art. I know it's a funny card, but my goodness, is it like just not good? Radiant Lotus, you greedy person. You had him pop off one game? Really? I've never gotten him to do anything. I think he's kind of bad. Because here's the thing: is if you want to sack creatures, sack artifacts to goad creatures, there is there's this one. You could sack an artifact, ping a creature, goad a creature. It's way easier to use. You can't do it multiple times as easily, but it's way faster if you really care about the goad effect. And then the other effects are kind of mid. Discard draw, like Rummage, it's not that good, Yeah, Radiant Lotus is crazy. Especially because it's not like we have like an X spell to like ramp into that's gonna kill the table. It works with Ashnod. Yes. I mean, they both work with Ashnod, right? Esoteric Duplicator. Oh, this card's kind of cool. I haven't tried it yet, but I've been meaning to. How has Esoteric Duplicator been for you? I'm interested in testing it out myself. Witchclaw Talisman. Oni Cult Anvil. This is a good card. Please arrange by CMC. No, I needed to be alphabetical so I can find a card if somebody suggests something and I don't know what it is. So the reason people always mention something like this. The reason I do it by like alphabet is a lot of times people will say a card and I might know the type, but I won't know its cost. So then I can go to the type and then sort by alphabet and find it no matter what. A card, this is good. Yeah, Esoteric Duplicator seems good, you know? I just haven't tried it. Are there any commanders in Final Fantasy you thought would make for a good bauble deck? I haven't looked that hard, but maybe Sid? Maybe Sid? Otherwise, not really. Oh, no, I'm the Esper guy. Noctis. Noctis actually works pretty well for baubles. Let's see, do some shenanigans. Why cut Vandal Blast? I thought it was a different card. I don't know why. I thought this was Faithless Looting. I just saw one red in flashback. We can leave Vandal Blast in. That's a good card. You were thinking of Synthesizer? Oh. Yeah, the Synthesizer is also good. It's just more unreadable to you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I feel like I read things wrong or weird all the time, so I do things a little funny sometimes. Golbez. Oh, this guy. I forgot. I posted about this on like Blue Sky on Twitter. Yes, this works as a bauble commander for sure. Artifact ETB Surveil one, since you don't have to cast it, your Salvaging Station will trigger the Surveil. Yeah, no, this is a good bauble commander. That's true. Why not play Doretti over Trash for Treasure? That's like a potentially good point. It is one more mana, but the upside is there. Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, I do like Doretti. What about some of the spell bombs? There's a few spell bombs in here. We got Pyrite Spell Bomb, Aether Spell Bomb. Those are the good ones. Executioner's Capsule is the best one with the station. Command Sphere is kind of awkward. Trash for Treasure has been suspect. What I like about Doretti is it can be a draw 2, discard 2, and then it has like 5 loyalty, which is sometimes like just enough that it survives another turn, and then you can minus. You love Sphere? Mnemonic Sphere? That's 4 mana to draw 2 cards, or 1 mana draw 1. It's like so mid. Yeah, they're playing Confirm Suspicions, which is like, I mean, come on, this card is so funny. Yeah, Esoteric Duplicator with Spell Bomb seems good. Oh, you know what's a card that I've seen, that I saw a lot of this weekend that was so good? It was from, oh man, it's from the Big Score. Artifact? Nexus of Becoming. The beginning of combat on your turn, you draw a card. Then you exile an artifact or creature from your hand. If you do, create a token copy of it, except it's a 3/3 golem. This is kind of awesome. It lets you just like make a free 3/3 copy of like Mirror Battlesphere, and then next turn you get a 3/3 copy of Goblin Engineer. You don't care about exiling your creatures too much. This card's really good. Swap Pirate Spellbound for Thought Monitor. Pirate Spellbound's really nice with the station, you know? Especially because you can copy with Astronaut's Altar. So with 1 red and any 4 toughness creature in play, it's an instant free activation. I do like Thought Monitor as an ad, though. What do you want? Cheat higher cost creatures with that? I mean, yeah, I like yes and no, right? The cool thing about it is once you have it in play, it sort of just lets you like it lets you do a few shenanigans. So, one of the important parts is it becomes a 3/3 artifact golem in addition to its other types. So with Padim says artifacts you control have hexproof, which means if you Nexus of Becoming a copy of Padim, it gives itself hexproof. So although yes, technically maybe you want to use it to cheat in high mana cost creatures, there are other benefits because you're an artifact deck to like utilizing that. You know what I'm saying? Tarian's Journal? Sacrifice another artifact or creature, draw a card, activate only as a sorcery. Okay. Discard your hand, transform it. I don't think this is worth it. Wait, I don't get why Tarian's Journal would be good. Am I missing something? Ignore the back. Just tap, sack a thing, draw a card. This deck is already full of like card draw, and your commander doubles a lot of it, right? It's sack a random thing, draw 2, I guess. But a lot of the random things you play, like Conjurer's Bauble, are already draw 2s. So I don't think we need another card that's another to sack the Conjurer's Bauble for a draw 2, you know? What's the win con in this deck? It looks like a Valley Pal. I mean, I think it's just Marionette Master and Marionette Apprentice. And then you just loop baubles until they die. I mean, that's a real win con. This deck is so sad the moment someone plays Bane of Progress. That's what the Confirmed Suspicions is for. What the deck is really sad about, and the reason a lot of my Salvaging Station decks actually perform really well, is because nobody plays Graveyard Hate. So all I do is just recur the same Aether Spellbomb for the entire game, and they just can't beat it. Disciple of the Vault is in here for that plan. Maybe we can add one more. We can do the Reckless Fire Weaver. I mean, I think those are pretty good. Yeah, it's already in here, but we can do Reckless Fire Weaver. So I think, I mean, obviously the other win condition is Mindslaver loops, right? We have Academy Ruins, Mindslaver, and Kirkesh. You can do that. Kind of feels like Myr Battlesphere needs to go. Maybe it could. I might want to swap it for Bosch, to be honest, in a deck like this. Bosch is another like big creature that's great to utilize here, and we have the. Do we have Spine of Ishsan here? We don't. There's no spine. Oh. If you Mindslave your opponents over and over, is that considered chaining extra turns? I think it's considered a combo. Or a lock, I guess. Bosch, swap it for Imscure. Imscure's already in here. We can run 2. Your playgroup plays a lot of Yard Hate. I play Graveyard Hate in all of my decks. I think it's like mandatory. Most A lot of players don't do that though. They don't realize that for a lot of decks, the graveyard is just their hand again. Repurposing Bay doesn't seem that useful because you just want more baubles. You're not actually like scaling up. I want to add Spine. It's okay, Yak. Don't worry about it. Legion Extruder, ATB, 2 damage to any target. Sacrifice another artifact, make a golem. This card is kind of bad. I don't think we have plenty of backups for Disciple. I don't think that's an issue. Alright. I like these changes. Trash for Treasure for Duretti. Radiant Lotus is way too greedy, and I don't even know what we're ramping into. We can replace that for, like, I don't know, Nexus of Becoming. It's also greedy, but it's actually going to do something. Mirror Battlesphere, swap for Bosch. Mnemonic Sphere for Thought Monitor. Legion Extruder for Spine. And Farid for Reckless Fireweaver. And then with Spine, plus either Bosch or Imskir and your commander, you're going to deal 14 damage a turn. It will close out games. I've won so many games with that loop. Yeah, I think overall those are my thoughts. I think this deck is pretty sweet. I think at the very least, the Thought Monitor Spine Nexus swap is really good. They have Scrap Trawler in here. Mirror Retriever I think is a little slow, to be honest. KCI? Like as a cut? No, I think KCI is good in this list. Sahili's Detective? Oh, no, Directive. Oh. Yeah. The problem is this deck is full of baubles, so it's like it's kind of gonna be low impact. Alright, let's move on to Iron Man. That's something, but the low density of win cons is gonna make the deck feel clunky. Sure, it draws a lot. Way too much time for enemies to develop. Surely Swansong over Confirmed Suspicions. Nah, because the deck is playing it like at instant speed with all of its like activated abilities open. You're gonna hold up the 5 mana, 7 mana. I mean, like, the deck has a lot of churn. I played that commander for a while as my bauble deck, and it legitimately is able to just dig through his deck so fast. Okay, we're doing another artifact deck. Iron Man. Now this one is not a Salvaging Station deck, but they already have Nexus of Becoming, which I'm pretty hyped about. That's sweet. I love that card. We have Amber Cleave. I guess it's a cheap way to get a 6-drop in play. Alright, let's see what this patron said about this deck. You like artifacts, red, blue, Iron Man. You want to be able to play the deck often, so keep it bracket 3. But you lost your way in deck construction. Most of all but 2 of the equipment needs to leave the deck as they don't function well with the 2 they put in. Okay. Deck has a huge problem of the blink effect. I get a lot of value and no win. Okay. We gotta find a win con for you. Oh, this should be easy. Sounds like Magical Dreamland to you? I mean, I've played a lot of these like goofy artifact churn through deck lists, and there's nothing people can do about it. You just play like 0 mana artifacts that draw cards, and then Astronaut doubles them. So you play your 4 mana commander or 5 mana commander, just go 0 drop, draw 2, 0 drop, draw 2, 0 drop, draw 2. There's like, I don't know, there's not a whole lot of response they have. Let's pull Tomer and try and build culture with this deck. I played against Tomer at Vegas. It was kind of cool. Not against Cauldron. I played against the Paco Halden deck. That was just in a rubber band. It's completely unsleeved. It was kind of funny. Alright. Alright, so I totally get what you're saying about let's just cut the equipment package, because this seems kind of jank. Mechanized production is a good way to 2-for-1 yourself. Yeah, I think mechanized production does suck. I'm not a huge fan of that card. Okay. This list is interesting, but I do see what you're saying about the not being able to do anything. So here's my thought about Iron Man. Is this idea of, oh, I'm gonna chain my 1 into my 2 into my 3 into my 4 or whatever, doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like in theory, shouldn't we just be playing every 2-mana rock ever, no 3-drops in the deck, all the good 4-drops and all the good 5-drops? So you can Iron Man sack a 4-drop into a 5-drop, right? Like, this is a deck where we need to think about our curve, right? So we like really want to be playing a mana rock into a 4-drop. Yeah, it was this $15 deck on that Commander Clash episode. Let's see. You could try to win with mechanized production or treasure tokens. If they're having trouble winning, I don't know if mechanized production is going to be like what we're looking for. I'm cutting a lot of this stuff. Yeah, this thing, get this crap out of here. Mirror Works, that's a good 5-drop. Legion Extruder, let's get this junk out of here. Get this crap out of here as well. Okay, cool. Is another spine ad? Probably not. I mean, maybe. Get this out of here. Let's get this out of here. All right. Mana value. All right. It appears we have all the 2-drop artifacts we might want. What's the one I'm thinking of? Time to start listing every 3-mana rock ever printed. Pentad Prism, that's what I'm looking for. One, two, three, four. Okay. Talisman, Thought Vessel. Have I ever had any card altered? Yeah. I've gotten some altered cards before. From some friends and such. What is the like, is that Iron Mirror? What's the blue one of that cycle called? What's the blue mirror called? Silver, thank you. Okay, so Obviously, we go like way crazier with this, but I'm gonna just do this right now. We're going to look at 4 drops that are artifacts. Blue red, filter by EH rank. Alright, here's what we want is like good artifacts to play before we play Iron Man. So the turn we play Iron Man, we sacrifice them. So, right, obviously, Solemn Simulacrum is like a good ad here. And then, what's another useful one that we could sacrifice or get value from? Or just like one that we want in the deck, maybe? Perhaps something with an ETB. The One Ring. I don't usually recommend cards that cost more than $10, but yes, the One Ring is a good Magic the Gathering card. The Aether Spark, that's funny. I mean, it can be Silent Arbiter is not that bad. Silent R. March of the Machines angle? Maybe? Boom Pile's kind of funny. You can say the One Ring for 80% decks. I mean, yeah. It's part of the reason that I don't like suggesting cards like that, because if they're like, I think I need card draw. Oh, I'll put the One Ring in my deck. It's like, yeah, you know, you got it. You're probably not probably not losing. You're probably not making the deck worse, you know. Sure, we can do this. Thran Temporal Gateway. Roaming Throne? Sure. Is that over $10? It is like $30. Good Lord. Grim Monolith is also decent. Yes, you're another. You are correct. Grim Monolith is quite good. I don't think it's going to be within the budget for this deck. We're switching to 5 drops. These ones suck now. Oh. Alright, now I want some 5 drops that are actually like things that do stuff, like win cons, things that like Sky Sovereign is great. This thing like does damage, it hits you by opponent, it's removal. Hell, Slicer, that's a win con. Bad idea, but yes, Assembling Cauldron would be funny. I don't know if that's what they're going for though. Trying to think of another 5 drop that like does things. Knight Rampager, 6/5 at the beginning of combat, turn, choose an opponent at random, attacks the player. If able, Mightstone, Weakstone. You know what? That's not a bad idea. Is it like the Mightstone and Weakstone? The Mightstone and Weakstone. There we go. Okay, boom. Here we are. Oh, Batter Skull. That's not a bad idea. They have like Hexplate. I guess that's their Batter Skull. Okay. All right. Muffins. Here is my thoughts and suggestions for this deck. We need to pay way more attention to our mana curve. I think being able to go 2 mana ramp spell into 4 drop into Iron Man, play something that does something useful as a 4 drop, Solemn Simulacrum, Silent Arbiter as your 4 drop means you can't attack as easily. It's like a useful card. You don't want it. You don't hate it. And then you attack with Iron Man, you get rid of the 4-drop, and you immediately cheat a 5-drop into play. Sky Sovereign Flagship's really good. Slicer Hired Muscle. Might Stone, Weak Stone. Is this a... Where's the others? Yeah. Might Stone, Weak Stone, right? Things that have, like, a useful effect. And then from there you can kind of pivot into either a 6-drop or ride that 5-drop into just more value, right? Like Slicer will eventually like do some real damage, and maybe you can sack something else for a Hexplate Wall Breaker if you play another 4-drop, and then you put that on the Slicer and so on and so forth, you know? I think that's what you want to do is like cut like all these like 1-drops. You don't need to sack 1-drops into 2-drops. Skip that. This is a 5-mana card. We're going to play 4-mana card into 5-mana card that turns the 4-drop into a 5-drop. Does that make sense? And then hopefully that lets you like pivot into a win. Yeah, Night Rampager is like not too bad. I was thinking about it. Helm of the Host is almost $10, which kind of sucks. Alright, I'm moving on to the next list. Gut and Friends. First things first, let's get this maybe board out of here. Alright, so Gut True Zealot, when you attack, you sack another artifact or creature. If you do, you make a 4/1 skilly dude with a menace that's tapped and attacking. Very cool. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, other creatures you control that share type with it gets +2/+0 and Undying until end of turn. Okay, so this is Goblin Shaman. Oh, we're a Goblin deck. I see. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, yeah. Hey, what up, Dark Scotty? This is your deck. Okay, so we're playing a Goblin deck. That's kind of cool. I like this commander combination for goblins. That's kind of cool. Let me read what you wrote in your post. This is your Rakdos Goblin deck. Mostly aristocrats with decent combo potential. Feel free to ignore the main board. Right, okay. Now, immediately, the first thing I think of when I think of Goblin decks, right, is what do we do when we get hit by a board wipe? And do we have enough card draw? Now, one thing is, since we're in black, we actually do have solutions to the whole what if I get hit by a board wipe problem. Is this card over $10? Is it Patriarch's Bidding? No, it's like $3. Yeah. This is like the first card I would think about. You choose a creature type, everyone reanimates all creatures that chosen type. So, boom. Descendant's Fury? I don't know that card. Whenever one or more creatures you control do combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice one of them. If you do, reveal cards to the top of your library and 2 reveal a creature card with the names with the type, put it on the battlefield. I think that's pretty sweet if you give your dudes Undying. And then a card that I think is, maybe it's a bit one more. What do you do about the board wipe? Tap your gut? Yes, if you have instant speed ways to tap your commander. Which there's Relic of Legends, there's Springleaf Drum. I don't know how many other options there are for that, other than attacking, you know? One thing that can be kind of useful is to potentially remove the counters. Is it Ancestor? Oh, Retribution. Retribution of the Ancients? Is it already in here? Did I miss that? Oh, you already have it. Okay, cool. Perfect. Then I would like to suggest another card, and that is Cauldron. Cauldron of Souls. Cauldron of Souls is really funny here. So, you can give them all Undying, right? By attacking, which is cool. Then they come back with a +1 encounter. And then Cauldron of Souls lets you give them all Persist, which lets all you dudes come back again with no counters, and then you go, all right, attack with Gut, give them all Undying again. You can just do this. Yeah, what up, man? You got your Ramos list, can't you watch later? Alright, yeah. If you watch later and you have any questions, let me know. I love Cauldron of Souls. This card's really sweet. Although there's a few things I'm kind of interested in cutting. Ogier Axial Kneel only works on non-combat damage, so I don't know. I'm not quite sure why it's in the list. We don't have, like, Goblin Bombardment it's good with, but other than that, I guess this thing is not that great, right? Yes, they will have -1/-1 counters after it, so some of the, like, smaller dudes don't survive. But anything with 2 toughness lives, including your commander, importantly. Anything you want to get input on is Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Creature control enter. Right, this gives activate abilities of all the stuff. Well, one, Cauldron of Souls works really well with this because they come back with a -1/-1 counter and you can just remove the counter with the Soul Cauldron, which is sweet. Deck has a handful of decent non-combat things. Like, there's the Goblin Sharpshooters. I don't know. It just feels like Ogier is just not a goblin and not good enough. Siege Gang, Where's the ramp that produces 1 red per goblin? That's a ritual, right? I don't think we need a ritual in a deck like this. I mean, if you want to use Agatha's Soul Cauldron, like, specifically, then, like, we should be playing cards like Entomb, right? You need, like, an Entomb type effects to get the right goblin in the bin, to give them access to that. But you also don't have too many tutors for the Soul Cauldron, so I don't know if I would worry too much about it. Is Walking Ballista too off theme? Probably. There's also Mana Echoes, but it's expensive. I don't know if the deck needs Mana Echoes. It makes colorless mana, right? Well, Mana Echoes isn't going to do anything for your Moira Marauder or whatever. Bogart Mob. When a goblin you control deals combat to a player, you may... Okay. Entomb, yes, Entomb is more than $10. I'm not going to keep it there as a suggestion because... like, I don't know. I get wanting to use Agatha's Soul Cauldron, but, like... It's a one-off effect in a deck with no tutors for it. I don't know how much you should be focusing on Soul Cauldron. Treasure Nabber. Redcap Gutter Dweller. When it enters the battlefield, you make 2/1 rats. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may sack another creature. If you do, put a counter on it. Engineer can find it. Yeah, that's true. But here's the thing about a Goblin Engineer is, oops. It's already in the deck. Okay, cool. Is if you don't find one of your other 4 artifacts, you ain't reanimating it, right? The Buried Alive only grabs creatures. It's not going to grab... I guess it... Yeah. I was going to say it doesn't grab Soul Cauldron, but it puts things in the bin for Soul Cauldron. Yeah. Sure. I mean, if you want to go this route, you could play more like Self-Mill, I guess. Rundevelt Horde Master, that's good. I mean, you kind of have all the good goblins. I think I want to suggest other things. Flare Duplication, Deflection, SWAT, those are good. Choose a creature type, return 2 creature, okay. Each player must discard their hand and draw 5. Each instant sorcery gains flashback until end of turn. Here's mana cost. Yeah, Ripples of Undeath is probably a better card draw. What's our mana curve? Soul Carja making everything a Krenko sounds terrifying. It is kind of funny. Maybe there's too many 1/1s for the Soul Cauldron of Souls. That's kind of lame. The biggest thing with Agatha's is a win con. Goblin Sharpshooter can combo with it. You can turn into heavy. I mean, it's funny. Like I get that. Like I'm not saying you should cut Agatha's. I think that's pretty sweet. I just think like realistically, you're gonna run into quite a few games where you don't find it, which makes me hesitant to recommend cards like Buried Alive because without the Soul Cauldron, it's just like a useless card. Cut Makari? Oh, see, it's not alphabetized, so I can't find a Makari. Ah, here we go. Oh. Attacks put a counter on it, then and equals to no, what? This is a Krenko 10 straight? That's pretty good. Switch between Perforce and Krenko as a goblin between games. That's kind of fun. I like that idea. You can't get it back, though. CJ Commander, well, that's a 5-drop, but it's like, it's fine. Brash Taunter is something you want here? I mean, I don't know. From the background? Ooh. Wait, why? I'm kind of missing that. I don't know. Maybe we just cut like a... Maybe we do cut CJ Commander. It's like so... I guess it's the activate ability. I want to cut like whatever the weakest goblin is. Well, definitely this. Why are we giving our opponent's card draw? My card gets counters, which stops... Oh, it stops the Undying? Yeah, but it's like a fine card as is. Honestly, I think these might be my changes. Here's the thing, is you already have a lot of the MDFCs, so I can't even suggest those. You have like a reasonable like package of like removal and other good stuff here. Yeah, Siege Gang is good. I think it's this thing. I think we just like more card draw, take advantage of the fact that we're in black, and play something like Patriarch's Bidding to just tank board wipes. And then Descendant Sphere is also pretty sweet. I actually really like that suggestion. Doesn't acknowledge the Citadel. I don't think we need Bolus's Citadel in this list. I think Bolus's Citadel is a powerful card, but I don't know if we're ever gonna like win the game off of it in this deck. Maybe with Goblin Bombardment. But I think it just gets you killed. I think it gets you board wiped and killed. Would I ever do a face cam stream? Like for something like this, probably not. And then things to cut, like we have these like 2 random wheel cards, but like we're not a wheel deck. This is gonna lose you games. This is just giving your opponent's cards. And then I know you have Goblin Bombardment. I know you have a few things, but Oger just feels like not a goblin. And I feel like your deck has enough lords that you should be able to like win normally. So those are my overall thoughts on the deck. Otherwise, I really like your commander choice for goblins specifically. I think that's pretty sweet. Alright. Elsha Enchantress. Let's see what this user said. Twist is that she's the only creature in the deck, I see. I've only played her a handful of times, noticed a bit of a draw problem. Should I include engine kind of draw? Since Commander is the only creature, I'm also encountering problems similar to Voltron decks, where repeatable removal hurts the deck. Okay, cool. I see. Interesting. So I guess we're just like Voltron, basically, right? We're Voltron, but we like make dudes. The deck has no draw, that's why it's running wheels. Theoretically, it's there to get under someone before you board wipes. But in those colors, you don't have much to work with in those decks. Yeah, exactly. That's why I just like the commander's protection for board wipe. Patron Speeding is more protection for board wipe. Ripples of Undeath is like repeatable card advantage. I think that's just going to improve it over the random wheels. Because the problem is if somebody goes like, spend all my removal killing your goblins, and then you wheel them, you didn't actually solve the problem, because if you wheel into more goblins, you wheeled them into more removal for your goblins, and you're just in the same situation. Yeah, what up, Grenge? Can you recommend Cybermen Conversion and Volatile Stormdrake? No Volatile Stormdrake for this, right? Because they want only one creature. I think that's part of the gimmick of the deck. But maybe the conversion. Those are good suggestions. You have them on hand. Your favorite win was with Sharpshooter with Agatha Soul Culture having Krenko. And Skirk probably tainted by. I mean, that is cool. So I didn't, I think having Agatha Soul Cauldron in there as part of a win con, a loop of some sort you can do, totally works. And I don't think you need too much crazy stuff to support that. I think it's kind of like you hit your cauldron, you can win with it, kind of deal. I think the deck looks pretty sweet. I think just some small tweaks. There wasn't too much for me to even say. What's wrong with you emptying your hand and then wheeling? I mean, like, if your curve is low enough, it can be good. I just feel like with wheels, you really want to. Yeah, no problem, Dark Scotty. I hope you enjoy the suggestions. With wheels, I really think like you want to be focused around being able to take advantage of that. Because giving your opponent's cards is like a legitimate cost, and in Commander, unless you're going first and you have like all the tempo, you're going to be benefiting an opponent, and it's dangerous. Okay. Anyway, this commander is new, so you might not even know what it is. You play wheels in your. Wheels in your Cheerios deck makes like perfect sense. Yeah, like I get that. It's just that one, the Goblin list was playing multiple like 4-mana goblins, like Krenko and the Trash Master and stuff. I don't think he was dumping his hand as fast as your Cheerios list. You want to keep? Oh, is this your deck? You want to keep this deck as or Enchantress. Highly recommend Amphibian Downpour. Oh, sorry, it's not your deck. Sorry, but you're suggesting Amphibian Downpour. You know what? Actually, yeah, that's cool. That's a cool suggestion. Amphib. This is probably like a good list for that. Okay, so we have 41 lands when we include MDFCs. 41. And our mana curve is like pretty low. And we got a ton of cantrips. I don't usually say this, but I actually think we can go down on lands here. You have a lot of like these duels and stuff. We can literally just go like -1 plains, -1 mountain, -1 island, and have 38 when we include our MDFCs. I think this will solve some of our clunkiness right away. Coastal Piracy is interesting in a deck with 1 creature. I know the creature makes more dudes, but that's like, you're already hitting with your commander, and in theory we should already be doing stuff, and that's a 4-drop, so... yeah. Um... 100% you should have won 1 of each basic for Path and Demo Zone. I mean, I didn't cut all the basics from this list. They still have 5 islands, 3 mountains, 3 plains. But also, I mean, not really. I don't think that's that concerning. I think it's really funny. Whenever I showed my like old Mardu deck that had no basics, people are like, "What do you do when you get hit by Ghost Quarter?" It's like, Strip Mine exists. Like, I don't know. I'm not really that worried about it. Cut some of the other lands? No, I'm not gonna cut the other lands. I'm not cutting the like dual lands in a 3-color deck. I do not think that would work out very well. Clever Concealment is strange in a deck that has 1 creature as well. I don't know why we're playing this. Terrain Rush and Frontline Rush? What is Frontline Rush? Sounds familiar. Yeah, Frontline Rush could be fun. Is it already in here? It's not. I kind of like that. Because the commander already has Trample. You thought I cared about price point? So I... No. I just don't suggest cards that cost $10 or more. The price of the deck is whatever they submitted to me. You know. It's just I'm not going to be like, hey, you should add this $100 reserve list card to your deck, you know. Maybe cut like 15 lands and go straight gas. I mean, if the user wants to keep the Enchantress theme, if they were willing to really go down on this, I would be cutting everything that costs like 4 mana or more, and then like 8 more lands, and then putting every cantrip in the game. Let's add... If 59 is $18, ain't no way this card's $18. Is that real? No, this card's $15? Since when? Am I stupid? Man, I gotta pull this out of my bulk binder now. Wait, it's spiked? Recently? From what? Wait, chat, does somebody know? Y'shtola? Oh, Y'shtola. Oh. Right, because that super card deals damage for some reason, so it works with the curiosity effects. Oh. Oh, Vivi also, yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Oh. Damn, I didn't realize how expensive that card was. What the hell? Ah. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with suggesting expensive cards. I just there's a couple of reasons why I don't. Is like one reason is like if it's like right, like Cyclonic Rift is like what $30 or some crap. I didn't. Cyclonic Rift is like $30 or some crap. It's like the reason it's $30 is because it goes in every deck, so it's like very obvious to be like, hey, Cyclonic Rift is a playable card. Whereas like the $2 cards are less than $10 makes more sense. Sigil of Sleep also went up. Sigil of Sleep is pretty good though. Yeah. Okay, what are the other curiosity effects? Hang on. This is where EDH Rec comes in handy. Curiosity. Whoops, that's the wrong card. Oh, look at that. Okay, so this is the best part about EDH Rec is you go look up Curiosity, and then I see Ophidian Eye, and I can find other effects that do similar things. Tandem Lookout we can't add because they didn't want to add any more creatures. I guess I skip past these. Let's go to enchantments. Oh, Snake Umbra. Oh wait, we're not in green. As long as the change of features, that's blue black. Sigil of Sleep also went up. Yeah. Staggered Insight, is that in this list? It is. Crown of Flames, Flickering Ward, Mark of Fury. Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, I do like Mark of Fury in this deck. That's a pretty damn good suggestion. Curious Obsession, thank you. What did he say? Crown of Fury? Crown of Fury. Eh. Oh. Did my dog knock something over? Oh, Crown of Flames. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. This one, okay. Sure, yeah. That's cool. Let's just trigger any... I don't know how many Constellation Enchantress things we actually have, though. Like, I don't know if we care that much about looping it. Whoa. Whoa! Van gifted 50 memberships? Holy cow. Whoa. That's crazy. Wow, thank you. Oh my goodness, my I can't read chat, but it's going crazy. Whoa. Yo, thank you so much. Holy cow. I didn't even know you could gift memberships on YouTube. That's crazy. Well, thank you, Van. Holy, my goodness. I really appreciate that. All of you who just got gifted a membership here, which is everyone in the chat other than like 8 people. Sucks for those 8 people. You now have access to the like custom trinket emotes now. Whoa. If you did not get a membership, I'm very sorry. Wow. Yeah, that is a lot. Thank you so much. Holy cow. It's still going. It's still just like popping up saying like so-and-so received a membership. That is nuts. Oh, okay. Well, have fun spamming your little trinket emotes. Okay. All right. I lost my train of thought completely. That was funny. Stuff that changes base power, such as water wings, is really nice. Water wings. Yo, what up, Alec man? Until end of turn, target creature controls base power and toughness. It's only until end of turn, though. I guess it gives flying and hexproof, so it is defensive as well. Did you snipe yourself? Damn it. Wait, no way. Van. You didn't get a membership from that? How's that even possible? That was like that was like most of the chat. That was nuts. Yeah, the day off. Nice. That's good, Alec, man. Virtue of loyalty is impulse draw. Curiosity. Oh, is it? What? It's not virtue of loyalty. Virtue of. I don't know which card you're talking about. Loyalty. That's crazy, Van. That's actually nuts. How did that even happen? Okay, I see you decided to become a member. Thank you. It's the red one? Virtue of Courage. Whenever a source deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you get to flip that many cards? This is non-combat damage. Ifara's Enlightenment. Enters put a counter on a creature and gives flying. That's huge. Whenever a creature you control enters, you may return this to your hand. Oh, wait, that's kind of cool. Wait, hold up. I like this idea. It's Virtue of Courage. What? Sorry, Virtue of Loyalty. At the beginning of your... This is an impulse draw, right? This is put a counter and untap your dudes? I thought you said it was impulse draw. You watch it with the 40 seconds delay. What said earlier, Enduring Curiosity, Bind of Thassa. Replace swords with eaten by piranhas? What the hell is this? Oh, it's like a Flash, legitimate business person. Maybe. I think the lower curve is more important. Like the swords, the 1 mana for the swords is really relevant here. This is a good light up the stage deck, yeah. Okay, let's make some changes here. I like Amphibian Downpour, but I feel like 3 mana for this deck is not what we need. Because we need to just kill our opponents. Yeah, Flickering. Is Flickering Ward already in here? No, it's not. Alright, well, I have Flickering Ward. This card's good. I think Recover the Way is slow as dirt. Get this crap out of here. Squeeze Embrace. Gives +2/+2 when a change creature put out graveyard. Return that creature to his hand. That's not bad. Renewed Solidarity. Choose a creature. Creatures get +1/+0. Beginning of your end step. For each token you control that's a chosen, create a token that's a copy of it. This is very Winmore. It's also 3 mana. When you cast an enchantment spell, create a spirit cleric part of equal to number of spirits. Okay. Huh. Brawl's expertise. Did I add Eye of Nidhogg to my Sig deck? No, because I think ultimately I played it a couple more times this past weekend in Vegas. I think I'm done with Sig, to be honest. I think card might get the Axe. Narcissus Reversal I don't think is very good in this list. I think the deck's getting the Axe. I think I've done everything I wanted to do with Sig. I played all the funny cards. So I'm going to just call it there. I'm working on a different brew. This brew is very jank and might be 4 colors. I haven't quite decided what colors it's going to be in yet. So, all right, those are my changes for this list. I think, like, we can just go down a little bit on lands, up way more on card draw, and, yeah, more protection stuff like Flickering Ward is really good. I think this just makes your deck a little faster, a little better to churn through the list. Yeah, I think this is a much better list now. Moving on. Get a clue. And then after this we have, what, 5... 10 lists? Okay. Time is at 3:16. Alright, we'll see if we can get through these today. I might have to stream this weekend, but we'll see. Jank deck, Timnathras, yes. Not quite, not quite. Okay, we are looking at Inquisitor Grayfax, which is a really cool commander. I've thought about building her quite a bit. This is my Columbo-themed deck that sort of draw go, makes clues, uses clues to finish the game. Looking for more insight, and the only card I want to keep for flavor purposes is Final Word Phantasm. What on earth is that? Okay, cool. Sure, why not? Is there anything for me to show the mana curve? I can do this. 3.24, a little on the high end, a lot of 4 drops. Yeah. Mostly blue. Black is really a bit of a splash. Uh-huh. So we're like a clue control deck? How are we doing anything to win the game here? I see we're tapping things. We have Cyberdrive Awakener, I guess. No Academy Manufacturer? Academy Manufacturer is like the first card I think of. 38 lands is probably fine. No witnesses. Each player who controls the most creatures investigates, then destroy all creatures. Cool. That's funny. We have Rise and Shine. Tezzeret Betrayer of Flesh. Okay. Mechanized Production for clues. I mean, this is probably one of the best Mechanized Production decks. This card is really slow, but the useful part of Mechanized Production is you can put it on anything, and then you can win with anything. So, if you put it on your Kappa Cannoneer, you make a Kappa Cannoneer every turn, but then you can also win if you have 10 clues. It does like both. Forensic Gadgeteer. Oh, that one's not bad with the clues, right? Oh, whoops. Oh, they had one. I just didn't recognize the art. You know what I might suggest? Cutting Cryptic Command for Void. Oops. Void. Void Render? Void Rend. That's already in there. Ah, these prosperity things, they catch me. Zotic Glyph? Enchant Artifact. Enchanted Artifact is a golem, 5/4 base power. Put into the graveyard, discover 3. Oh, it's like a Ensoul Artifact. Maybe one singular Ensoul Artifact is kind of mid. I guess it does discover 3. It's kind of funny. How about we instead look for some other creatures that some other cards that animate artifacts regularly. Obscure Charm. Obscure Charm is pretty good. I do like that card. It does let you do things like reanimate your Forensic Gadgeteer, which is pretty good. Yeah, let's look for some more animation things. Enemies make a golem at the beginning of your end step. If 3 more artifacts are named... If you have 3 more artifacts, it makes another golem, sure. Maybe Kutsuma, right? Just lets you turn your dudes into 1/1s, right? And then put counters. If you want to like win with the like control slow animating dudes plan, this could be good. I mean, I think that's kind of what this deck needs. It's like more ways to actually like win the game. Whisper Silk Cloak is odd. I don't know what the unblockable is for. Is it just for Shroud? For your command? I feel like your commander is never going to be the most threatening thing. Shroom. That's true. Nexus of Becoming. Is this a Nexus of Becoming deck? It could be. It could be. But not that much recursion, so I still don't care about exile stuff. 500-year diary. How does that feel tapped? Adds a blue for each clue you control, and you can sack it to draw a card. Sure. This is a clue plant. Prof's Memory. Curious Inquiry. Enchanted creature. Oh, that's like the shittiest Curiosity effect. I don't... Are we even going to, like... Armed with Proof, all that glitters... How do you go about submitting a deck for review? You go to the link in the description here, and you go to the Patreon, and if you sign up as a Tier 2 or Tier 3 patron, you can get your deck reviewed. And then you join the Discord, and you submit via the Discord. Ithload Harvester. Tap X creatures they don't untap. When this enters... Interesting. Such a weird deck. Because there's not that many Investigate cards, but they all kind of suck. But I don't want to, like, recommend cutting them because that's how the deck works. It's an Investigate deck. Just kind of like a greedy pile of cards, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it's Esper Control. It is just a greedy pile of cards. I think Whirler Rogue is kind of awkward. I don't. How much do we care about Unblockable? Like, it gives your team vigilance or whatever, but like, yeah. I don't know what we're attacking with. I can't recommend Mechanized Production. This card sucks. I can't recommend it. I'm sorry. It's like really bad. But if you investigate for the first time, you should investigate an extra time. Okay. Opposition? Why am I playing Opposition? You have to tap a creature, right? If it was tap an artifact, then yeah, I would get that. Sorry, Jason. I think Mechanized Production, it's just so bad. It's such a doo-doo card. And this Yixlid Harvester is just like so slow, is it not? This card's like bad, right? I think these are my suggestions. I kind of like these better. I think Academy Manufacturer makes a lot of sense. I think this is another way to animate dudes. Nexus is becoming also kind of animates dudes by turning artifacts to creatures and your dudes into artifact creatures. Obscure Charm is just good utility, which I think is better than Cryptic Maiden in a 3-color deck like this. This is, I think, slow. Whirler Rogue, I don't know how many things we need to give Unblockable. And then Whisper So Cloth, I'm not sure what we're protecting in particular. Our deck's kind of a value pile, so a lot of things can die. Yeah, they have Inspired Sanctuary in here. Okay, we are down to 10 more. It's like 3:30. Oh, how long have I been streaming for? It's been like 2 hours. Ooh, I think I might have to call it here and finish up this weekend. I got a long script I'm working on. I think I might call it here for the Whirler Rogue and that 5-mana boy is so nothing outside of that, basically. Yeah, exactly. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it here for the stream. It's been 2 hours. I'm going to finish these 10 lists on probably Saturday, I think. Maybe Friday, depending on when I get the video out. Probably Saturday. And then that'll be it for this month's deck reviews, yeah. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all. Thank you, Van, for becoming a member and gifting all those memberships. I really appreciate that. That was awesome. If you want to have your deck reviewed, then yeah, join the Patreon. And that's all for today, I think. Thanks to everyone on Twitch for watching as well.